So it's time for another Team of the Year player review, and in this one today we are going to be trying out the 94 rated Team of the Year Trent Alexander-Arnold. If you need some coins to improve your ultimate team, then check out my sponsor. There's a link to do so in the description, igvote.com, and if you use the code Kieron you'll get yourself a nice discount, but if you use the code Kieron Toty you'll get yourself an even bigger discount throughout the Team of the Year promo. Now this is another one of them cards which is just absolutely stacked and fairly well rounded, especially for a defender, so it definitely does have some utility value. You don't have to just use him as a right back in game, like straight up. I think it would make a really good centre mid, and I feel like a lot of people will actually play him there, so we might try him out there in some games. Now I'll say this, last year Trent had an absolutely stacked Team of the Year card, but I didn't enjoy it. I packed it untradeable and I just didn't think it was that great, so I'm really hoping this year his Team of the Year item is much better. So let's have a look at it with some chem styles. So without any chem style at all, he is a 93 rated right back and he's also a 94 rated centre mid, but becomes a 97 rated centre mid and a 96 rated right back with the basic chem style. Like, literally you could play this guy anywhere. With the right chem style you can literally put him in any position you want. So yeah, I suppose it depends on what position you want to use him, but I think anchor for most part will be the best one for him, especially if you're going to use him either in that right back or CDM role, which is where most people are probably going to use this item. But to be fair, if you're going to use him as a mid, engine also wouldn't be a bad option, but I feel for this video we will go with anchor. Okay, so chem style applied, and I think I now have the most disgusting backhand you can possibly get right now in this year's game, unless you maybe put Inform Gomez in instead, but I can't afford that. What's kind of funny is that all four of these in fact are untradeable, and EA have kind of forced this backhand upon me. Anyway, we're here to focus on Trent, so let's do that. 4-star weak foot, 3-star skills, very nice, high medium wear rates as well, and 5'11", so he's definitely not short for a fullback. Early crosser is the only trait worth noting. So, in-game stats, we shall begin by talking about the defensive ones. 93 interceptions is great, as is the 90 defensive awareness and the 93 reactions. The whole defending column is actually really good for a fullback, as you'd expect on a Team of the Year item. Physically, it's more of the same. His strength of 74 isn't anything too special, but that's where that anchor chem style comes in big, because it gives him that really nice plus 10 in that strength department. His passing stats look ridiculous. Like, they are like end game top tier elite, like 99 crossing, 98 long passing. This guy should be able to distribute like the best in the game, so hopefully he does. And also his shooting for a defender is also really nice. Fair enough, the finishing isn't anything too special, but we have got to remember he's a right back, but he does have ridiculous shot power and really good long shots, so if we get him on the edge of the box we'll definitely take off a shot. And obviously the pace as standard is pretty solid, so yeah, the card looks outstanding, and as I say, it looks like a card that you can play literally anywhere on the pitch, maybe other than striker and goalkeeper, but he looks like a brilliant midfielder and a really good defender. So let's get in some games and let's try him out in both roles. Okay, so in the first game we actually come up against a pretty standard side, which is something I do not see regularly. The only special card he has is Dybala, but it's a good special card to have. Now in the first half of games we're going to use Trent as a right back, but in the second half that's when we're going to switch it up and put him in midfield. Nice through ball down the line to Lucas. He's got a chance to cross this in early to Awa, who is not quite going to get on it. Goes Mertens down the edge, but he's come inside and he's hit that ball way too hard, and just easy for Trent there. Trent with a nice through ball down the line to Lucas Moura. There's a chance to come inside, goes off the left foot, and it's a good opportunity, but Awa's offside. Okay, 2-1 at the break, and you know what? Fair play to my opponent. His team might not be anything special, but he plays quite well. Like I said at the start, we're going to play Trent as a CDM for the second 45. Unfortunately for me, I've got loads of right backs on the bench, so let's bring Tavernier on. So Trent in right CDM for the second 45. Trent spots the run of Mbappe and slides him through. He's onside. You can put your arm down, because I know for a fact he's onside. Trent to bring the ball forward here, skips past his man and then plays in Kylian Mbappe, who's now got a chance. Aouar finds Trent in a good bit of space, gets to shot across goal, unfortunately saved by Alisson. Was a tight angle to be fair. Trent wins it off the Bala there. Can he get through this gap? He almost did it, then Dele Alli fouls him. Okay, so that game's come to an end. Unfortunately, we couldn't find a winner. Fair play to my opponent, as I say, had a much lesser side, but played rather well. Nonetheless, Trent was okay in that game. I don't think he did anything too outstanding, but he just did a job in both roles. In the next outing, we face a couple of objective cards. He's got Blassie and Bellerin, and a couple of other special items. Win this, Trent. There we go. Not the best header into the path of Ziyech, but did enough. And eventually, we clear the attack. Opportunity for Trent to get involved in this attack now. Pings it across the box. There's a chance for Mbappe to give us the lead for the first time in this game. Well, that was an unfortunate half-time whistle blur, but at the break we do have ourselves a 3-2 lead, and as you can see, it has been a relatively close game. We've actually had to come from behind twice, and I've literally only just realised my team hasn't changed to the settings that I wanted, so that could be why. Anyway, I'm making some absolute amateur errors right now, but for the second half we are going to be using Trent as a CDM, and we'll bring Claver on at right back for the sake of it, because we used Tavernier in the last game. So hopefully a stronger second half awaits, as we will be playing in this 4-2-3-1 setup. Mbappe. Oh, Trent had a lot of work to do there, and he's done well to steal that off the defender. Here's a chance to whip the ball into the box. It's found Mbappe, and Mbappe, oh, it's just like grazed his head. Mbappe into the path of Trent, who's now got a bit of space. He's going to take off the shot, which sadly is going to deflect play here. Lucas in space finds Trent, who gets his goal. Nice positioning, just getting himself into an attacking area. Found some space, and Lucas found him to give us back our lead. And Ndombele into Trent, who puts it round the opposition, and that gives Mbappe a chance to shoot. We went for the finesse, and we probably should have gone for the near post power shot. Oh, great through ball there from Trent to Mbappe, who goes across goal, and he's unfortunate because he's hit the post. Oh, what wow. I will skip the replay. I'm trying to skip the replay. I am literally holding X, but the game is not allowed. See, this game promotes toxicity. What a horrible goal I've just scored, and I can't even skip it. Okay, so the full-time whistle has come around, and we did, of course, get the victory. Really dodgy goal we scored at the end, but you know what, we will take it. Trent was pretty good in that game. Don't actually think too much of him as a right-back, but as a CDM, I think he's really, really useful, and we'll talk about that a bit more in the summary. But for now, let's move on. So the games have been played. It's now time to discuss performances of this team of the year, Trent. And straight up, I'll say this. If you're thinking about if you need a right-back, then I don't think this card represents good value for money at all. He's a very, very good right back, don't get me wrong, but is he miles better than a Walker or a Nelson Semedo? No, he's not miles better, and because of that, he just does not represent good value for money for a fullback. However, he is terrific in the midfield role, so if you're going to use this guy, if you want to get value for money out of him, I would rather use him as a mid than as a right back, just because, as I say, you can get right backs that are just so solid in the game for much less. But anyway, we'll discuss position stuff later on in the video. For now, let's discuss stats. How was this guy in game? Well, first of all, defensively, I thought he was solid. In one-on-one situations, he is very good. His tackling ability is very nice. He reacts to situations very well for the most part, and his interceptions are really, really top tier. So happy with that area of his game. I think his passing is outstanding. The guy certainly can distribute over long and short distances, and his deliveries from set pieces and general in-play crosses are outstanding. So the guy can certainly create chances, which is awesome. When it comes to shooting, as expected, his shots are very, very powerful, and from distance certainly can be a threat, and he's not too bad in the box, to be honest, especially considering the role that he plays. Positionally, he makes some very, very good attacking runs, and he does like to get forward, so that is something to note, and he could definitely do a great job in a wide midfield role as well. This guy is like the perfect right mid for a three-back formation, so like the 3-5-2. Pace-wise, he's one of them players who certainly is quick, but he's not super rapid, and yeah, you are going to see players like Mbappe and that escape from him from time to time, but for the most part, he's going to catch most attacking players. But as I say, he's one of them that feels quick, but not rapid. I hope that makes sense. Now we come on to the dribbling, which for a defender I thought was very, very good. Fair enough, he's not ridiculously agile or anything like that, but for a defender, feels very good on the ball, and you can tell he has very good ball control, but his close control is very, very nice. So finally, physically, what do we have to say about this guy? Very happy with his stamina. He didn't seem to tire for me despite running a lot, but his strength definitely isn't anything too special. His strength is good enough for the right back role, there's no doubt, but if you are going to use him as a defensive mid, his strength isn't anything too spectacular, so do bear that in mind. It's still good, but it's not like super dominant like some other CDM options. But anyway, the overall verdict is, of course, it's a very, very good card, but I just don't think he's worth getting if you're going to use him as a right back. And I know that sounds stupid because he is a right back, but like he's not like miles better than other right backs that are already available in the game. So if you're going to use him as a mid, you'll probably get more use out of him. But if you're going to use him as a defender, I think you're nuts, because I feel like you could use them coins to improve other areas of your teams. But still, obviously a very good card, and it comes with terrific utility value as well, because you can literally use this card in any role like you can with a lot of the Team of the Year cards. So yeah, nice card, but ultimately not great value as right back is my verdict. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on the 94 rated Team of the Year Trent. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, drop a like rating on it. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on the item. Subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.